Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah. I post videos on all things fashion and beauty related that are also vegan and cruelty-free. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up as it helps me out. Let's get into the video. I haven't really done a makeup video in quite some time. Zoe, it's very rude. If you hear tiptoes, it's my dogs. I haven't done a beauty video in quite some time. I actually haven't been as regularly posting on YouTube as I would like to. And it makes me sad because I like posting to YouTube. It makes me happy. It's what I like to do most in this world, is to create stuff and share information and hopefully help people. But my life has gone through a lot of changes, like ever since I moved to LA, career-wise, job-wise, a lot of things have been happening that make my schedule really unpredictable, which makes it really hard for me to schedule when I'm gonna film videos. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. And I'm probably the hardest person on myself when it comes to this. I know you guys are so amazing and you still interact with me on Instagram and stuff, but it's just like this guilty feeling that I have. And then some of you probably didn't even notice and don't even care. But anyways, I felt the need to get that off my chest. So I've never filmed one of these before, but I thought it would be fun because I get PR packages and I share them on my Insta stories, and then I feel like I don't really follow up unless it's like a product that I'm in love with. So I thought that I would do a full face of makeup for you guys using some new products. Some of them are like really new to market and some of them have kind of been on the market for a while, but I haven't shared them yet in a video. Most of these I've been using pretty frequently, so I have a good like gauge of how I feel about them and how I feel the product works. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna start out by priming my skin with this Cover FX gripping primer. And this is not a new product, but it's new to me. I actually hadn't used much from the brand before, but I have been lately and I'm so impressed by their product. I actually got to meet the founder at an event and he kind of explained the thought process behind it, and their whole line is kind of about allowing you to be the chemist when it comes to makeup. So this primer in particular, it's called Gripping Primer, and you can't really tell on camera, but it's got a little bit of a sticky feel to it, which I really like if I'm gonna be wearing foundation all day long. It kind of helps everything stay put. So if you work long days and you're struggling with your makeup staying on, I would definitely look into that primer because I think that it might be a game changer for you. Okay, so now that I've primed my skin, we're gonna move on with foundation. This is the new Pacifica A Light Foundation, and it is in the shade 32WL, which is actually a little dark for me right now because I have not self-tanned in a while and it's dirty, but you know, this is just the reality of it, okay? Let's be real. A lot of things on the internets is not real, so if your foundation is dirty, it's okay. So I'm actually gonna put this in this little tray, squeeze a few pumps, because I'm gonna tell you about this foundation. So it says it's oil-free, anti-shine, and a satin finish. I don't know that I would say this is an anti-shine foundation, which is not a bad thing, but for me at least, because I have combo skin, I tend to get really oily throughout the day in my T-zone as the day goes on, and I found that this, if I don't prep it properly or I don't use a powder, it adds to that. I actually really like this foundation, especially for the price. It's about $15.99, which is about half the price of a lot of higher end foundations. And this is a great, I hesitate to say drugstore because you can get it at Target and at Ulta, but you know, it's in that kind of world. But it's a great option that has good ingredients for your skin. I don't feel guilty when I put this on my skin. I know I'm not gonna break out, but I did want to note that because those of you who have dry skin are gonna love this foundation, and those of you with oily skin, you might struggle with it a little bit, just because I find it to be very hydrating, very dewy, and I find that I definitely need to powder it. That said, I am going to experiment today and add these Cover FX drops. So Cover FX has a line of drops right now, and these are the mattifying booster drops. So all the drops have a different function, and the point is to add them to your foundation to kind of customize it. So since this is a really dewy foundation, I'm going to add a couple drops of the mattifying just to make it slightly less dewy. I still like it to be dewy, but just not overly dewy. And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and kind of mix it because I'm too lazy to get a tool. And then I'm just going to dab it on my face. And this is the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I actually found that I didn't like this the first time I used it. I needed to kind of break it in a little bit. I don't know if any of you have had that experience with it. So this foundation is actually really full coverage. I was surprised at how full coverage it is, and it kind of reminds me of Too Faced Born This Way, which is my favorite foundation. It has a very similar coverage and it has a similar finish to it as well, because it does have more of a dewy finish. So if you like that foundation and you're looking for a more affordable option, I think that this is a really good alternative. Oh, also with this blender, it's better to use the flat side to apply the foundation, and then I use the pointed side for concealer. I found that that helped a lot as well. But this is such an affordable option and alternative to the Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender is just so expensive, okay? And I do makeup every day and it's expensive. Yay. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell how full coverage it is, but I really don't have to build it up in any places that I normally would have to, so that is one of the main reasons why I love that foundation. So I'm gonna go in with their concealer as well. So this is their Liquid Cover Full Coverage Lasting Concealer. They came out with this around the same time as they did the foundation. And I'm actually gonna do two different colors. First, I'm gonna use 18WL, and then I'm gonna use 20NF, because I tend to like the warmer shades, but then sometimes a little coolness under the eyes really adds that extra brightness. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do the bridge of my nose and the center of my forehead. I'm just gonna take the Beauty Blender and blend that out. Also, bear with me on the light situation. I'm using natural light. I have studio lights. They broke. I fixed them, they broke again. Right now I'm filming here, which, I don't know, is not ideal. I'm adding just a little extra concealer on the sides of my nose, just to kind of brighten things, and it helps slim out the nose area a little bit. Now I'm going to set everything with another Pacifica product. This is the Crystal Rays Luminous Translucent Setting Powder. This setting powder is unlike any that I've used before because it has some shimmer to it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell if I put some on the back of my hand, but probably not. But it has very light shimmer to it. The weird thing is that I don't really notice it when it's on my entire face. I don't feel like I powdered my face with a bath bomb or anything like that. It just adds like a little bit of extra glow. I have not really noticed it being too shimmery, but if you really like that kind of glowy highlighter look, then you will really like this powder. Okay, so between the mattifying drops and the powder, it's looking very matte right now, but I do know as the day goes on, it's gonna end up being a little bit more dewy. So now I'm going to go in with some bronzer. So this is the CoverFX Sunkissed Bronze. So they came out with some new bronzers and blushes. It's called their Monochromatic Bronzer Duo. So it has a matte side and a shimmer side. Both the blush and the bronzer are really pigmented. A little goes a long way, which is nice because, you know, CoverFX is a higher end brand, so you are gonna be paying more, but at least you know that a little goes a long way and it's not like you're gonna be buying another. I mean, I honestly don't know when I'll ever run out of either of these. I'm just carving out some cheekbones and a little bit underneath the jaw. I like to do the forehead. And then I'll take a little bit of the shimmer so you guys can see how it looks. But I think this is so pretty for like the summer months, when you want that like bronzy shimmery look. And I also think it looks good when you have like a matte foundation or a matte finish of the face and then you have shimmery products on top of it. I think it's really pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with blush, and this is in the shade Soft Peach. So again, same thing, you have the matte side and the shimmer side, which I think is just so fun. It gives you an option to play with either one. Sometimes I want a shimmery blush, sometimes I don't, so it's nice to have the option. And I really love this Soft Peach color. I think it's really pretty and really flattering on most skin tones. I'm gonna add a little bit of the shimmer side as well. And I've also used the shimmer side of the bronzer as a blush, and it's really, really pretty. But I'm just like a total blush girl. I love it. I love it so much. Now I'm gonna do some highlighter. So I probably should have done the liquid highlighter before I put on any powder, but it's too late for that. So I'm gonna give it a go anyways. Okay, so these are from Pacifica as well. These are the Get Lit multi-highlight. This is in the shade Topaz and this is in the shade Aquamarine. And I brought them both down because I felt like this might be a little too dark for me and then I might want to blend it with this, but I don't know if like the blue would look good with the Aquamarine has like a little bit of a blue tint, and I don't know if that's gonna look good with the Topaz. It kind of makes a pink. Let's try it. I think this is a product for me that I would probably use more as like mixing in with foundation, especially this Topaz, to give like kind of an all over glow. But if you're really into liquid highlighter, like you definitely get a glow from this. I'm gonna top it with some powder highlighter. This is not a new product. This is by The Balm. It's Mary Luminizer. It's a tried and true highlighter favorite of mine. So I am just going to add a little bit of powder on top. And sometimes I like the combination of a liquid highlighter with a powder highlighter because it just kind of allows the powder highlight to stick a lot better to the skin. Next, I am going to move on to brows, and I'm gonna do that off camera, but this is the brow pencil that I really like. It is the e.l.f. brow pencil in taupe, and I think it's just a really great affordable option for eyebrows. So brows are done. They're as good as they're gonna get because I really need to get them done. So I'm just kind of working with what I have. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to the eyes. So I like to use concealer and powder as kind of a primer, if you will, especially for every day when I'm not gonna be doing like a super complicated eye makeup look. And I am going to be using the Pacifica Love Stone palette today. I haven't really played very much with this, so I'm excited to kind of dip in and see where it goes. So I'm gonna start with this like neutral shade and kind of just put that all over the lid and the crease. I find this gives a good base for the eyeshadow look. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. This video is new products, and I was going to be sharing a ton of new Wet n Wild products with you guys. If you have not heard about Wet n Wild, basically they were claiming to be cruelty-free for a very long time, and it just kind of surfaced recently that they've been selling in China since 2018, which most people are going to consider that not cruelty-free. If you know about China and their laws over there, they require animal testing to sell in China. There's been a lot of stuff going around about this, and I think a lot of people have mixed views and mixed feelings on it, so I thought I would talk about it. All right, so I'm actually going to go in with this color Garnet right here and put a little bit in the crease. As I understand it, this whole fiasco came to light because people found products of Wet n Wild being sold in China, and oftentimes that can happen and it ends up being fake, or they're being illegally sold, or whatever the case may be, but this ended up not being the case. So they have been selling in China since 2018. All the while they've been saying that they're cruelty-free. All the while they've been making so many products that are vegan. Their last PR package that came out that I was so excited to share with you guys was 100% vegan. Everything in there, all the eyeshadow palettes, everything. So it's pretty crazy now that this has all come to the surface. So they came out with a statement that basically said, we're still cruelty-free, blah, 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 blah. I'm actually gonna link a blog post from Tashina from Logical Harmony in the description box down below if you wanna get nitty-gritty and you wanna know all the facts. It's a really detailed post and it's amazing, and it kind of breaks down the whole animal testing laws and things as well in a way that I can't really articulate. So I highly recommend reading that if you're confused. But basically, they came out with a statement that said, no, we're still cruelty-free, we found a loophole, yada, yada, yada. As I understand it, the loophole is that they are exempt from pre-market testing, which is where the products have to be tested before they can be sold on the shelves. Whether or not they actually found this loophole or not is irrelevant because they pay a fee to sell in China, and that fee allows China to do post-market testing. Post-market testing can be done at any time. They can pull products off the shelf, and they most likely will pull the products off the shelf to test them on animals. In my opinion, that's not cruelty-free in any way, shape, or form. And I think what makes me the most upset is that I feel deceived. Like, I feel like they weren't honest with their customers, which is just so heartbreaking. I mean, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I've done dedicated videos to Wet n Wild. I mean, they weren't paying me for any of that. I just really, really liked the brand. I really love the idea of a cruelty-free, affordable, accessible makeup brand that would just make it easy for people to make that decision to shop cruelty-free. Also, the fact that they were making so many moves to making all of their products vegan, I was just so like jazzed by them. I just have all these mixed feelings. I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm motivated because I want to find good alternatives for you guys. But in my opinion, if we're even having to question the honesty of a brand, then why would we want to support them? You know what I mean? Like, this cruelty-free world is already so not black and white. There's so many gray areas. It's very confusing as a consumer. So it's hard for me to support a brand when they haven't been honest about their cruelty-free status. I mean, they're still trying to say that they're cruelty-free. And the thing that sucks is that this is not regulated at all. Any brand can use cruelty-free as a marketing term, and so many of them do. And they're not actually cruelty-free. And I was a marketing major, so I know all about marketing terms, so I know why they do it, because they're trying to attract the audience that wants to shop cruelty-free. And some people maybe would believe and trust that a brand that says they're cruelty-free are cruelty-free. I mean, it should be that way. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to call yourself cruelty-free. Meanwhile, your products are being tested on animals. It makes no sense. But there's nothing regulating it. So we really have to be active in our research and vocal about it as well. So I watched a video by Jay Holme. She's another cruelty-free beauty YouTuber. She's amazing. You should definitely follow her. She had a great video about her thoughts on the whole thing, and she was saying that we need to be vocal, and I 100% agree with that. When this news came out, I tagged Wet n Wild in multiple stories saying, here's the alternative brands I'm gonna be using, because I want them to know that this is not okay, that this is something that matters to me. I want the brands that I use to be cruelty-free. That's the difference between me being a consumer of theirs and not. I definitely encourage you guys to send them an email and let them know that this is something that matters to you and that you're no longer gonna be using their products. Also, take the time to thank your brands that are cruelty-free, that do make this a priority and are honest about it. So now I'm going in with Pink Sapphire. I'm gonna put that all over the lid. I don't really do like pink eyeshadow looks that often, but I thought that these were really pretty colors that I wanted to play with. I highly recommend reading Tashina's blog post if you have any concerns about it. But yeah, I think what it comes down to is like, are we really gonna support a brand who was dishonest with us? Like, you shouldn't have had to be caught to then backtrack and try to, like, you know, clean up your PR mess. Like, there's so many great brands out there that we can support that are cruelty-free, and that's what I plan to do. And as far as like drugstore brands that I love that are still cruelty-free that you can support, if you're feeling like, oh my God, well, I don't know what I'm gonna buy at the drugstore anymore. CoverGirl is now cruelty-free. They do have a parent company that's not, but the brand itself is cruelty-free. I also love Pacifica. You know, they're sold at Target and Ulta, but they're in that drugstore price range. NYX is cruelty-free. Milani, Elf is cruelty-free. And I'll link any others that I didn't mention down below, because there are a lot. It's gonna be okay. Like, we can prevail, and we will. And I think that if anything, we have to see the positive in this, that this is getting conversations going. Like, if we make noise about this, then they're gonna see that this is a priority and that they messed up. I'm really sad because I loved Wet n Wild products. I was a huge supporter of the brand, but moving forward, I will not be sharing any Wet n Wild beauty on this channel. All right, and I'm just deepening the crease with a little bit more of that garnet shade. And now they decide to garden? Really? For real? So weird. It's like evening. I'm going to put a little bit of that rose quartz, that first shade we used, under the brow bone to just kind of brighten things up a bit. But I really like this eyeshadow palette, and I wish you guys, I'm gonna work on my setup so that you guys can like see closer and more in detail, and the lighting will be better and everything. But it has a really nice shimmer that's not like too crazy. I'm a fan. I'm just going to go underneath with the Garnet shade and put that under the eye and kind of blend it out. Another product I want to play with, I don't know if it's going to show up very well. Maybe I'll do the gold. Maybe I'll do this. This is by Juice Beauty. It's a cream eyeshadow in the shade Prosecco. And I have been really liking these for kind of like quick and easy eyeshadow looks, just putting a cream eyeshadow all over the eye. But they also just add like a nice little shimmer. So I'm gonna dab some in the center of the lid just to give it some dimension. And I'm just gonna use my finger to pat it out. And then I'm going to go in with some eyeliner. I don't have any new eyeliner. This is the eyeliner I've been using for a while. It's by The Balm. It's called Schwing. I love it. It is a really great black liquid eyeliner. Takes a little while to get used to the wand, at least for me, because I'm used to using a pen. If you're a pro at liquid eyeliner, you'll be fine, but it's just a little tricky for me. So I'm going to put that on, probably cut this part out because I need to like have full concentration. Oh my God, my dog's tiptoeing is like, literally, it haunts my dreams. I don't know if anybody else's dogs do that, but it drives me crazy. Do you want to be in the video? I don't know if any of you guys have seen The Favorite, the bunny rabbit scene. Tell me if you were triggered by that, because I was very triggered by that, and the accuracy of it was just, I like wake up in the middle of the night to them tap dancing, and like I said, it haunts my dreams. All right, and then I'm going to curl my lashes and then go in with the Pacifica Black Crystals Supercharged Extending Mineral Mascara. I always forget how much I love the way like pinkish eyeshadows look, because I'm not a big pink person in the rest of my life as far as like clothes go. I haven't really used this mascara that much, so I don't have a lot to say about it, but it's very black and it definitely makes the lashes look longer. And it seems like it's not clumpy. You're so ridiculous. I hope you can see how ridiculous he's being. I can't tell if he's in the shot. Oh my gosh. Seriously, you're crazy. So it's buildable. You can definitely get a volumized look from it, but it's not clumpy, which is nice. Sometimes the more volumizing mascaras are a little too clumpy, and I like to put on like 20 coats because I don't really do false lashes. So, oh man, I forgot to put on setting spray before I did my eyeliner and mascara. Ugh. I'm gonna do the lips and then I'll do setting spray. So I am going to line my lips with this Red Apple lipstick and Barely Pink liner. And I really like this color because I think it's a good versatile one that you can use for pinks, nudes, whatever you fancy. And then I'm going to top it off with this Too Faced lipstick in Sex on the Peach. And I love this. It's like kind of a dusty rose nude color. And then I'm going to set my face with this Urban Decay All Nighter, even though I already did my eye makeup and that's not ideal. All right, so that is gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys liked this style of video. Let me know if you want me to film more of these, and let me know your thoughts on the Wet n Wild controversy down below. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think. Respectfully, obviously, let's keep it nice and friendly. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.